My dad always had a soft spot in his heart for the elderly and the widowed. He used to say to me, "One day we will all grow old and hope for care and companionship of others." When he was assigned to work with several congregations, it wasn't long before he had set up weekly Bible studies and arranged groups to look after and pray with the elderly and the widowed. My dad did this for a number of years and became known as the widow's elder because of his compassion and tender heart. It was something he enjoyed doing, and he loved to share stories about them and their amazing faith. There's a story in 1 Kings about a widow that often reminds me of the stories my dad used to share. In this scripture, we find God sending Elijah to the city of Zarephath and telling him, "Behold, I have commanded a widow to feed you." When Elijah arrives, he finds the widow collecting firewood, and he asks her to bring him some water and bread. She responded, "As surely as the Lord your God lives, I don't have any bread, only a handful of flour in a jar and a little olive oil in a jug. I'm gathering a few sticks to take home and make a meal for myself and my son, that we may eat it and die." This widow had given up. We don't know all the details that might have brought her to such a distressed point, but God had other plans for her. Elijah told her not to be afraid, but to go ahead and make him some bread, and then to make something for her and her son. He said, "For this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says, the jar of flour will not be used up, and the jug of oil will not run dry until the day the Lord sends rain on the land." She went away and did as Elijah had told her. So there was food every day for Elijah and for the woman and her family. For the jar of flour was not used up, and the jug of oil did not run dry, in keeping with the word of the Lord spoken by Elijah. The story is about her response to God's invitation to be an active participant in His work, and her example of faith is a testimony to us all. No matter who you are or where you're at, we've all been invited to participate in God's ongoing work of sharing His good news to others, to let them know they are loved and they are included in His plan. Just like the widow, we often cannot see how God is going to work things out, but we should know that He will always be trustworthy and faithful. I'm Joseph Tkach, speaking of life.